My beloved child, I invite you to rest in my presence and allow your heart to absorb the gentle truth of my words. I see every breath you take, every beat of your heart, and every longing that stirs within you. Even now, I am holding you in my arms, carrying you through every season, and standing guard over your dreams and concerns. When you awaken each morning, turn your thoughts toward me before worries or to-do lists flood your mind. I want you to sense my presence the instant you open your eyes, to feel the warmth of my nearness even before you place your feet on the ground. I know that sometimes you feel weighed down by the pressures of life, problems at work, misunderstandings with friends or family, burdens you cannot fully describe. In those moments, breathe in my peace. Remember that I am the one who holds the entire universe in place. The stars remain where I position them, and the sun rises each day by my command. Surely then, I can handle the complexities of your life. Let my voice be the compass that leads you when you feel lost, for I speak with authority and compassion, guiding you to step forward without fear. Though there are times you think you walk alone, I assure you that I go before you and stand behind you, ever ready to protect and defend. When discouragement whispers lies in your ear, telling you that you are not enough or that your situation is beyond repair, draw close to me. My spirit will remind you of the truth. You are beloved, chosen, and capable of far more than you see. All I ask is that you yield to my guidance and trust in my perfect timing. Know that I am orchestrating circumstances behind the scenes, aligning details you cannot yet perceive. Doors of opportunity will open at precisely the right moment, and the answers you seek will arrive in ways that prove my hand is upon you. Your role is to remain receptive and patient, keeping your eyes fixed on me rather than the distractions or obstacles that threaten to overwhelm you. Never doubt my power to bring blessings out of brokenness. What appears hopeless in your eyes can be transformed into something beautiful in mine. Like a gardener tending seeds, I nurture every part of your being, carefully pruning what hinders your growth, watering the thirst of your spirit, and patiently waiting for the seeds of faith to bloom. In my presence, your anxieties fade, your heart softens, and your focus sharpens. Embrace this tenderness I offer. When you choose to rest in my love, no opposition can truly harm you, and no voice can diminish the dignity I have placed in you. I see how you sometimes wrestle with people's opinions, striving for approval, fearing their rejection, or feeling wounded by their careless words. Remember, my perspective is infinitely more important. Though others may not fully understand you or might judge you unfairly, I see the purity of your heart and the sincerity of your efforts. Criticism can cut deeply, but when you anchor your identity in me, harmful words lose their sting. Rest in the truth that you are precious, shaped by my design. I delight in your heart of compassion, your willingness to do good, and the gentle way you seek connection with others. Yes, in this world, you will encounter envy, malice, and misunderstanding. Yet you are called to live above the fray, to place your security in me, rather than the shifting opinions of society. People may come against you, but I remain steadfast, your true refuge and your fortress. Make my words your shield, and remember the promises I've placed within your soul. My strength is made perfect in your weakness, so lay your burdens at my feet, and watch as I turn them into testimonies of grace. I have witnessed every battle you have fought, and every tear that fell from your eyes when defeat seemed inevitable. You have faced trials that tested your courage, and endured moments so dark that despair whispered you should give up. But look at how far you have come by my sustaining hand. I guided you, comforted you, and brought glimmers of hope to brighten your path. Even when you stumbled or felt crushed by life's storms, I never left your side. Now I am calling you to step into a season of triumph. Let the past heartbreak fade and take hold of the fresh chapter I have written just for you. You need not dread the judgments or hateful words of others, for your worth does not lie in their acceptance. Lift your head high as one who is loved by the Almighty. Walk with quiet confidence, assured that every blessing I have reserved for you will find its way to your hands. Move away from those who repeatedly poison your spirit with negativity, and instead immerse yourself in the healing atmosphere of my presence. I will saturate your heart with peace and joy that no one can take away. While you have seen challenges, you have also experienced triumphs, moments where breakthroughs came unexpectedly, where solutions emerged just as you were about to lose hope. These victories are small glimpses of the depth of my power and compassion for you. Each triumph is a reminder that you are never abandoned. My spirit continuously pours strength into your being, enabling you to do what you once believed impossible. Celebrate these successes and let them fuel your faith for the bigger mountains yet to move. Today, I speak life over you, weaving my truth into your thoughts. Dwell on my word, for it casts out all fear and aligns your heart with the reality of my kingdom. When life's storms rage, my word stands firm. Let it be your lighthouse, guiding you to safe harbor. As you rest in my promises, you will find the strength to combat any negativity that tries to infiltrate your mind. The more you store my words in your heart, the less room there is for doubt to take root. I want you to come to me without reservation, bringing your joys, your pain, your confusion, everything. Do not think I only desire you to approach me when all is well. Even in your chaos, especially then, I yearn to enfold you in my embrace. I delight in hearing your honest prayers, unfiltered and raw. Speak to me as you would to a close companion, and I will meet you in that sincerity. As you open your soul, I will respond with revelations that illuminate your circumstances, showing you hidden paths forward and reminding you that your challenges are but a shadow compared to the brilliance of my love. If you feel empty, lacking direction or purpose, invite me into that emptiness. I specialize in filling voids, in planting seeds of hope where dryness once reigned. You have tried to quench your thirst in ways that left you feeling hollow, pursuing validation, achievements, or fleeting pleasures. Yet my water is living, flowing from a source that never runs dry. Taste of it, and find that all other dependencies fade in comparison. My love is the nourishment your soul has been craving, and my spirit the wellspring that revives your innermost being. You may notice that some individuals who once harmed you or belittled you will re-enter your life, carrying apologies and regret. Let forgiveness guide your response. When you choose mercy, you open the door for your own healing. Bitterness chains you to past pain, but forgiveness liberates you to flourish in the new season I am granting you. And if doors once slammed shut in your face, watch them open effortlessly under my influence. Relationships you thought irreparably broken can find restoration in my grace. I hear your prayers for companionship, the longing for authentic friends and allies. Trust that I am leading people into your life who will uplift you, encourage you, and share in your spiritual journey. These are connections rooted in mutual respect and genuine concern, ties that will help you see my reflection in others. As you step away from loneliness and isolation, you will discover a community of believers who understand your heart, offering wisdom and empathy as you grow together. Yes, negativity may persist in your surroundings. You might still hear rumors, gossip, or malicious words aimed at your heart, but do not let them take root in your soul. Stand on the foundation of my truth, unwavering and unshakable. Hold on to the knowledge that you are sheltered beneath the shadow of my wing, where no weapon formed against you can ultimately prosper. Speak blessings over your life and dwell on the hope that I promise. In my arms, you find safety that transcends human cruelty, a balm that heals emotional wounds, and a love that stands unblemished by any accusation. When you were overwhelmed with sorrow, feeling so low that your tears seemed endless, I was the one cradling you through the night. While you wept until dawn, I whispered comfort into your spirit. My consolations wrapped around you like a comforting blanket, and you felt a calm that went beyond logic or explanation. Perhaps you woke up the next morning surprised by how light your heart felt, rejuvenated in ways you could not explain. That was my presence sustaining you, renewing your hope, and reinforcing your faith. Nothing delights me more than seeing you discover your strength after seasons of despair. The resilience I have placed within you shines all the brighter for the tears you have shed. By clinging to me in your weakest moments, you've allowed my power to manifest in astonishing ways. Your story is being woven into a larger tapestry of redemption and grace, and others will see my work in you as a testament to what faith can accomplish. Even now, I urge you not to give in to discouragement. Persist in prayer, remain steadfast in belief, and embrace the victories I have already secured on your behalf. When you feel incapable of scaling life's steep cliffs, remember that my power is an ever-flowing current that lifts you higher than your own effort ever could. Your fears, which once seemed so colossal, become small in the presence of my majesty. In the quiet of surrender, you discover a strength you never realized you had, the strength that comes from resting in me. I love you too much to allow you to remain bound by the chains of doubt or regret. Even when you doubt yourself, I never doubt who I created you to be. I see a champion, a warrior shaped by trials, but refined by grace. When you face adversaries, be they negative circumstances or internal struggles, I equip you to stand victorious. Continue to deepen your understanding of who I am, letting my unwavering commitment to you dissolve every shred of uncertainty. As you focus on my unwavering nature, the storm clouds of doubt recede, revealing the bright horizon of my promises. I know you have encountered individuals who wish to be close to you only when it benefits them. Their false kindness can wear masks of friendship while harboring envy. My child, be cautious with your trust. Pour your secrets into my hands, for I am the one who will never betray you. Evaluate those around you by the fruit they bear, by their empathy, honesty, and consistent goodness. Some relationships might need boundaries to protect your heart. Do not fear stepping back from toxic connections. I will bring you into relationships that honor the treasure you carry within. You are created to thrive in abundance, not merely survive. I designed you to flourish mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Lack is not your destiny. You are meant to walk in blessing. Yet understand this: the blessings I pour out may not always look like what the world defines as success. True prosperity in my kingdom is often marked by inner peace, strong relationships, and a purposeful life. Let me redefine your perspective so that you no longer chase fleeting gains, but embrace the richness of my presence, which satisfies like nothing else. Be mindful that your journey is unique. Do not waste energy comparing yourself to others or envying their path. Each person has a different call, a different set of gifts, and a different timeline for breakthroughs. Celebrate the testimonies of those who succeed and remain hopeful for your own. The fullness of my plan for your life is never diminished by the successes of another. I have unlimited resources, unlimited love, and unlimited power to manifest wonder after wonder in each child who yields to my ways. When you turn your thoughts to my word, your faith is fortified against the world's negativity. Let it dwell in your mind richly. Memorize verses that speak directly to your situation, and watch how they become living strength in times of crisis. My words are not just ink on paper. They are spiritual nourishment, a sword that cuts through deception, and a fortress against despair. When you declare them over your circumstances, you align yourself with the unshakable reality of my kingdom. You worry that you are not perfect, and indeed you are not. Yet I never asked for flawlessness. I ask for a heart willing to be molded, to learn, and to grow. What I cherish is your honesty, your willingness to approach me even when you are ashamed or uncertain. This kind of humility places you exactly where miracles unfold. Pride builds a wall that keeps my grace at a distance, but humility tears that wall down, ushering in freedom and transformation. Lay aside guilt over past mistakes, for I do not define you by them. When you have truly repented, your errors are forgiven and forgotten by me. I urge you to forgive yourself as well and press on, untethered to yesterday's regrets. Each day is a new canvas upon which I paint the colors of redemption and hope. Believe that I am more interested in your future than your past. Your stumbles, your wounds, none of them override my calling or my purpose for you. Yes, storms will come. At times, the gusts of adversity may threaten to topple your confidence. But picture a tall tree battered by high winds. Its roots dig even deeper into the soil, grounding it firmly. In the same way, the challenges you face can strengthen the spiritual roots of your faith, pushing you to depend on me. When difficulties arise, cling to my promises. Proclaim them aloud in prayer. Let them steady you like an anchor holds a ship secure, even when the waves grow fierce. If you are in a period of waiting, resist the urge to rush. Waiting on me is never wasted time. Seeds grow beneath the earth before they pierce the surface and bloom. Likewise, I often do my most transformative work in the hidden stretches of patience. As you wait, I polish your character, clarify your vision, and prepare circumstances to align with my perfect will. Rest assured, you will not miss what I have ordained for you if you remain faithful. I understand that you crave certainty, yet faith calls you to walk where you cannot see. It is stepping out of the boat and onto waves that defy logic, holding on to my hand. Even if you falter and begin to sink, call out to me and I will rescue you immediately. Do not fear failure. Each step of faith, whether triumphant or wobbly, expands your capacity to trust. I have designed you for feats that surpass your natural ability, so rely on my strength. This is how you transform from someone weighed down by caution to a bold explorer of divine possibilities. Your prayers for guidance and solutions are a fragrant offering to me. Even when answers seem delayed, keep believing. Recall the times your prayers brought swift resolutions, surprising you with my readiness to intervene. Let those memories be stones of remembrance, milestones you can look back on to rekindle hope when you feel discouraged. I am consistent, the same one who parted seas and calmed storms. If you continue seeking my face, you will find that I remain faithful through every season. When your heart hurts because of conflicts in your family or among close friends, invite me to heal the fractures. Extend love even when anger seems justified. Overcome offense by remembering how much you have been forgiven. I can restore relationships that appear beyond repair, or I can guide you to place healthy boundaries when necessary. Either way, my peace will guide you. You are never powerless. Through prayer and steadfast kindness, you become a channel for my reconciling grace. Watch as hearts soften, grudges dissolve, and unity emerges from chaos. Bear in mind that you are a valuable instrument in my hands, not only for your own blessings, but also to bless others. The kindness you show, whether to a hurting neighbor, a struggling friend, or a passing stranger, reflects my heart. Simple acts of compassion can ripple across lives, touching people you may never meet. You become my ambassador when you act in love, sowing seeds of grace in places scorched by despair. The good you do for others is never lost. It stands as a testament that I am alive and active in this world through you. If your spirit feels restless, longing for a deeper sense of purpose, heed that holy stirring. I have fashioned you with unique gifts that the world desperately needs. Look to the passions I have placed in your heart. They are not accidental. Perhaps you feel drawn to create, to teach, to protect, to heal, or to serve in ways not yet clear. Bring these yearnings to me and allow my spirit to birth new ideas and fresh opportunities in your life. Courageously pursue what brings your soul alive in righteousness. This path will not only enrich your days, but also shine my light for others to see. Rejoice in small milestones. Too often, you yearn for massive victories or dramatic breakthroughs, overlooking the subtle blessings that surround you daily. Cultivate gratitude for each small step forward, for each answered prayer, and for each moment of peace in the midst of turmoil. Life with me is not just about waiting for grand events. It is about recognizing my faithful provision in the everyday. A grateful heart is fertile ground where hope can flourish. When past betrayals or lingering trauma threaten to overshadow your present, bring them to me for healing. I'm fully able to mend the cracks in your soul, turning your scars into marks of strength rather than shame. The wounds you carry do not define you. They can become a channel of empathy and grace for others who suffer similarly. Do not hide your brokenness in secrecy. Surrender it to me so I can redeem it, transforming your pain into a testimony that proclaims healing is possible for everyone. Be alert to the lies of the enemy who seeks to convince you that your circumstances are too dire, your sins too great, or your future too bleak. I am the God of impossibilities turned possible. When darkness encroaches, my light penetrates and scatters it. Like a dawn breaking after the longest night, my hope rises in your life, unstoppable and triumphant. Even if fear knocks at your door, answer it with the confidence of a child who knows their loving Father stands behind them. There will be moments when joy overflows, and tears fall not from grief, but from profound gratitude. Maybe it will be a miraculous healing or the reconciliation of estranged loved ones. Perhaps it will be the day you see a long-time prayer finally answered. Let yourself weep tears of wonder in those times. Celebrate lavishly, for joy is a gift I cherish seeing in my children. As you rejoice, you remind yourself and all around you that good triumphs, grace abounds, and I remain faithful to my word. My love for you transcends seasons and circumstances. Even if every safety net fails and every earthly support crumbles, you are never truly alone. I remain your unchanging anchor. Place your deepest hopes, your rawest fears, and your most vulnerable dreams in my hands. I will shield them, nurture them, and bring them to fruition in ways that defy your expectations. Understand this. Your life holds profound meaning, not because the world says so, but because I have declared it. Should you find yourself surrounded by people who cannot see your worth, lift your eyes to me. I see you completely, from the fragile corners of your heart to the bold dreams you harbor. I rejoice over your existence with singing, calling you my precious treasure. Bask in that truth, allowing it to drown out any voice that dares to suggest you are insignificant or unlovable. And yes, you will face temptations. No one walks through life unchallenged, but fear not, for I have already equipped you with the means to overcome. My word stands as a sword of truth, prayer as a shield of faith, and my spirit as a constant counselor. No matter how enticing or pervasive the temptation may be, it is powerless against a heart fully surrendered to me. Lean on my strength and watch as I provide a way of escape. Though your flesh may be weak, I am infinitely strong and ever ready to lift you up. I implore you not to place your identity in fleeting affections. Human love can be genuine, yet still falter. My love, however, remains steadfast, anchoring your soul in storms. By focusing too much on the approval of others, you risk building your foundation on sand. Let me be the cornerstone upon which you stand. In my presence, you are shielded from emotional hurricanes, for my affections never waver. Each time you approach me, whether joyful, weary, or broken-hearted, know I receive you with open arms. My compassion overflows, especially in moments when you feel unworthy. In fact, the more honest you are about your struggles, the more space you give me to fill you with grace. Wear no masks before me. Allow my love to inhabit every corner of your being, even those places you consider too dark or too wounded to reveal. Even if the world around you plunges into uncertainty, do not let fear take control. I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. My hand is not shortened, nor is my sight dimmed by chaos. While others may panic, I will keep your mind in perfect peace if you fix your trust on me. Peace that surpasses all understanding is the hallmark of my presence, available to you whether your external circumstances change or not. Let your mind dwell on my promises, for they are seeds that flourish in the fertile soil of faith. Water them with prayer and watch hope blossom in your heart. Over time, these promises will bear fruit, testimonies of deliverance, healing, and redemption. As you taste their sweetness, you will find that my words were never empty. They carry the fullness of heaven's authority. In my perfect timing, I will elevate you to new spheres, be it in your career, relationships, or personal growth. Elevation in my kingdom is always tied to humility, surrender, and readiness to serve others. Prepare your heart even now by cultivating compassion and gratitude. Then, when the doors open, you will walk through them with the grace and wisdom required to steward your new blessings well. If you are feeling dullness in your spirit, if prayer seems tedious or worship feels forced, be patient. All relationships experience seasons of dryness, and your relationship with me is no exception. Continue pursuing me even when the emotional spark seems gone. Discipline in these moments builds endurance, and often an even greater intimacy emerges after you push through. I reward those who diligently seek me, not merely when it feels good, but also in seasons of spiritual drought. Remind yourself daily that you are on a pilgrimage, journeying toward deeper intimacy with me. Each step may come with challenges, but it also carries the potential for profound revelations. The wilderness can be a place of refining, where my voice grows clearer, because you learn to rely on me for survival. Do not despise these wilderness seasons. They mold you into someone capable of carrying the glory and authority I long to pour out. Look around and see that you are not alone in your battles. Many face similar trials. Let this perspective birth compassion in your heart, not bitterness. As you encounter people who are weary and burdened, share the comfort you have received from me. Encouragement is a powerful medicine, and you hold it within you. When you spread hope, you not only lift others, but also keep your own spirit buoyant. In giving, you receive. Do not be alarmed by setbacks. They do not negate your destiny. They are often catalysts for growth. When you stumble, repent quickly, stand back up, and move forward. My grace redeems not only your soul, but also your circumstances, reshaping what was meant for harm into something that molds your character and strengthens your faith. Cling to that promise. I work all things together for good to those who love me and are called according to my purpose. Should you find yourself questioning my very existence because of the difficulties you have faced, I ask you to look at the wonder of creation. Look at the vastness of the sky, the complexity of living creatures, the rhythms of nature that continue year after year. Each detail speaks of my artistry and care. The same God who orchestrated the universe is intimately familiar with your struggles. Your doubts do not offend me. Rather, I invite you to bring them into my light, where I can reveal my character and show you that I am indeed real, near, and personal. When you are frightened by unexpected storms, medical diagnoses, financial strain, or sudden upheavals, pause and remember who I am. I parted seas for my people to walk on dry ground. I fed multitudes with a few loaves of bread. I called the dead back to life. The nature of my power has not changed. By turning your focus back to me, you realign your perspective, seeing that nothing is too hard for me. Whisper your fears to me, and let my spirit breathe courage into your lungs. Yes, you have made mistakes. You carry scars from choices you regret, from words you cannot unsay, from doors you wish you had never opened. But those scars, when surrendered to me, become markers of my redemption. By testifying about my goodness in the places you once fell, you display my ability to restore what was lost. Your testimony will light a path for others who struggle with similar regrets. They will see that if I can redeem you, I can surely redeem them as well. Take care of your soul by guarding what you allow into your mind and heart. The eyes and ears are gates that can either usher in purity or pollute your spirit with negativity. Be cautious with what you read, watch, and listen to. Surround yourself with what is life-giving, music, messages, and conversations that point you back to my love and wisdom. This does not mean avoiding reality, but learning to filter it through a lens of hope and faith. In a world saturated with distress, you become a beacon of peace by choosing what nurtures your spirit. Embrace rest. I did not create you to be a machine, tirelessly producing without pause. Your body needs downtime, your mind needs quiet, and your spirit needs sacred space to commune with me. In rest, your soul recalibrates, and you hear my whispers more clearly. Even the strongest among you will burn out if you never pause. I modeled rest on the seventh day, and I invite you to enter that rest with me, trusting that not every problem depends on your frantic efforts. When condemnation creeps in, accusing you of unworthiness, whispering that you have disappointed me, recognize that voice for what it is, a distortion of truth. Conviction is my loving nudge that points you to correction, whereas condemnation is the enemy's tactic to drive you into despair. The cross stands as irrefutable evidence that I desire your redemption, not your destruction. Accept my forgiveness, walk in it boldly, and refuse to dwell in the shadows of shame. I want you to notice the blessings that already surround you. Thankfulness opens your eyes to my ongoing provision. Each day I scatter small gifts in your path. A timely word of encouragement, a captivating sunset, a child's laughter, tokens of my affection to remind you that I am always near. By practicing gratitude, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, and hope becomes a natural posture of your heart. When you face a new challenge, do not rely solely on your own understanding. Seek my wisdom through prayer, scripture, and godly counsel. Pride says you can handle everything alone, but humility invites divine insight. My perspective is higher than yours, and I see the outcomes of decisions you have not yet considered. By aligning with my guidance, you save yourself from needless detours and heartbreak. Let my word be the lamp that lights your step. If you have felt judged by others or by religion itself, I invite you to come to me for genuine fellowship. I did not send my son to condemn you, but to save you. Rules and traditions have their place, but love is the core of who I am. When you experience my love firsthand, it dissolves performance-driven faith and replaces it with a living relationship. Out of that relationship, your actions shift from a sense of obligation to a response of gratitude. Holiness is then not a rigid checklist, but a natural expression of loving devotion. There is a reason your heart yearns for something beyond the material world. I placed eternity in you, a longing for deeper connection than earthly pursuits can offer. Every temporary high eventually fades, but the joy I give transcends time and circumstance. Open yourself to my spirit, and you will discover streams of living water flowing within, renewing your strength in ways no worldly thrill can rival. Please remember that tears are not a sign of weakness. I welcome them because they are an authentic expression of your heart. Pour out your grief, your frustration, and even your anger before me. I can handle every emotion you have, for I designed you to feel deeply. In this intimacy, you will find that I answer your vulnerability with compassion. There, in the rawness of your need, I speak words that lift you from the pit of sadness and place you on the path of restoration. I know that holding on to faith can be challenging when circumstances do not immediately improve. Yet faith is precisely that. Confidence in what you do not yet see, assurance in my goodness, which remains consistent. Let your faith anchor you in adversity. As you cling to it, you will notice that you become less tossed by emotional tides and more grounded in my steadfast presence. Over time, you will look back and see how each trial shaped you, forging a testimony that radiates hope. When you are tempted to question your identity, recall that I breathed life into you with intentional purpose. You were no accident. My hands formed you with precision. There are gifts within you, waiting to be unveiled as you grow. If you ever find yourself wondering about your worth, pause and remember that I valued you enough to send my very heart, my son, to restore you to abundant life. No voice can invalidate your significance unless you allow it. Practice surrender daily. Each morning, place your plans, emotions, and uncertainties into my capable hands. Surrender is not passive resignation. It is the active choice to trust me above all else. It invites me to shape your life beyond what you can imagine. Resist the urge to control every outcome. Let me be the captain of your soul, steering you through storms to places of glorious wonder. Stop thinking you must wait until your life is perfect before coming to me. I long to be involved even in the messy, confusing chapters. Your brokenness does not repel me. On the contrary, I am drawn to those who are humble enough to admit they need my help. Bring all your cracks and chips, and let me form something breathtaking from the fragments. If guilt over your past weighs you down, know that I specialize in fresh starts. My mercies are new every morning, meaning you can wake up with a clean slate, unburdened by yesterday's failings. Should you recall your past mistakes, let them remind you of the depths from which I have lifted you. Turn them into testimonies of grace rather than anchors of condemnation. Be patient with the growth of others as well. People around you are also in process, dealing with issues you may not see. Show compassion where you might be tempted to judge. Offer encouragement rather than criticism. By extending grace, you mirror my heart, and you create an environment where healing and transformation flourish. In uplifting others, you yourself rise. Remember that my kingdom is often upside down compared to worldly systems. While the world chases prestige, I honor servanthood. While society values self-promotion, I bless humility. Choose the path of love and service. Even if no one applauds you here, I notice every act of kindness, every silent sacrifice. My rewards echo in eternity, far beyond the fleeting accolades of men. When doubt tries to overshadow your heart, think of the many times you prevailed against the odds, moments you once deemed impossible. Reflect on the provisions that appeared just when you needed them, the words of hope that arrived at the 11th hour. Each instance serves as a reminder that I, your Creator, have been faithful in the past, and I will remain faithful now and forever. You may face temptations to regress into harmful patterns, old addictions, toxic relationships, or destructive mindsets. Each time you feel pulled back into darkness, recall that you are a new creation under my love. I have placed within you the ability to stand firm. My spirit supplies resilience, fortifying you against the lure of old ways. Stand tall and declare your freedom, for I have already broken those chains at the cross. Align your choices with your identity as my cherished child, not with the habits of your past. I take great pleasure when you use your creative gifts, whether it's art, music, writing, or any form of expression. Those impulses to create mirror my own creative nature. When you share your creativity, you reflect a fragment of my divine essence to the world. Let your talents glorify me, shining a spotlight on the giver of all good things. This is worship too, celebrating the skills and passions I have entrusted to you. Let your everyday interactions become opportunities to cultivate peace. When you encounter rudeness or impatience, respond with grace. Extend kindness even when you think the other person doesn't deserve it. Remember, you once needed mercy yourself, and I lavished it upon you. As you plant seeds of peace in tense situations, You usher my presence into places that desperately need light. Be assured that I orchestrate both the big events of your life and the seemingly insignificant details. I care about your joys, your heartbreaks, your ambitions, and even the passing thoughts that flit through your mind. Nothing is too small for my attention. If a sparrow does not fall without my notice, how much more do I care for you, formed in my image and loved beyond comprehension? In times of isolation, when friends seem scarce or misunderstandings abound, remember the promise I gave. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Cling to that assurance as tightly as a child clings to a parent's hand in a crowded place. My presence is your safe haven, a constant anchor, no matter who comes or goes from your life. When your soul tires of the turmoil in the world, wars, injustice, and suffering, bring that heaviness to me in prayer. You are not helpless. Your intercession matters, releasing my power into situations you cannot physically change. I see every injustice, every cry of the oppressed. In my perfect timing, I bring justice like a mighty river. While you wait, remain a vessel of my compassion, lifting a voice for the voiceless and caring for those in need. It delights me that you have read these words with an open heart. Consider them an invitation to deeper communion with me. Do not let them fade as mere sentiments. Let them shape your choices, illuminate your hope, and remind you that you are enveloped by my love. Return to these truths whenever life's uncertainties loom large. They are anchored in my eternal nature, unaltered by worldly changes. All that I am I give to you, my affection, my wisdom, my protection, and my promises. You are never demanded to be perfect, only to be willing. With your willingness, I can do immeasurably more than you ask or imagine. Lay every weight down, let my peace fill you to overflowing, and walk boldly knowing you are cherished by the one who spoke the cosmos into being. That same creative word now speaks life into you, painting your existence with colors of hope, faith, and love. Yes, I see that you have come a long way, but our journey continues. Our fellowship grows richer with each encounter, each conversation, each silent moment where your heart quietly leans on me. My desire is to see you flourish in every aspect of your life, reflecting the glory of my goodness. Your story is still being written by my hand. No matter how bleak certain chapters appear, the climax is filled with redemptive power, and the ending testifies to my unwavering faithfulness. Embrace this moment, my child. Let my love saturate your entire being. Let it dissolve your fears, transform your mind, and heal the fractures in your heart. The future beckons with possibilities beyond your fondest dreams, and my hand will guide you through every twist and turn. My grace is sufficient. My love is boundless. My peace is yours for the taking. Breathe it in and find rest in the knowledge that you are eternally safe in my embrace. I speak to you with a tenderness that spans eternity, inviting you to draw near and feel the steady pulse of my love. In moments when the world seems to swirl with relentless demands, when your heart feels as though it has been stretched to its limit by disappointment or fatigue, I ask you to pause and breathe in the truth of my presence. I have watched your steps from the instant you first opened your eyes to this life, and I continue watching over you now, eager to soothe the strains of your soul. Even if you feel unworthy or uncertain, please understand that your every quiver of faith, your every flicker of hope, tugs powerfully at my heart. I see you entirely. Your strengths, your vulnerabilities, the intricate threads of your character. Nothing escapes my notice. Take comfort in knowing that I yearn to meet your unspoken needs, just as I have already provided for many of your visible ones. Let your spirit rest for a while. Release the compulsion to carry every burden on your own shoulders, and remember that I am here to bear your heaviness. My voice calls out above the noise of daily pressures, beckoning you to discover the depth of my compassion. Even when stressors from responsibilities, relationships, or past wounds threaten to overshadow your peace, I stand at the threshold of your heart, knocking gently. Open the door and let me flood your life with the fullness of my grace. Allow me to mend the broken pieces you have carried for so long. Let me breathe fresh vigor into areas of your life that have felt stagnant or overshadowed by despair. I long to turn your mourning into dancing, so your spirit can soar free from the restraints of anxiety and sorrow. Look around and recognize the subtle ways I have already cared for you. Think of those quiet moments, an encouraging word from a friend at the perfect time, an unexpected opportunity that arrived when you needed it most, a burst of laughter that reminded you joy still lives within. These are not coincidences. They are markers of my attentive presence. Though the world churns with chaos, my kingdom remains steady and unshaken. You dwell in that kingdom whenever you fix your eyes on me, rather than the turbulence of your circumstances. In that stance of faith, you will perceive the gentle ways I guide you toward lasting peace. When your own plans unravel and your well-constructed defenses crumble, I invite you to rest in my unchanging promise. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, so your hope need never be misplaced. Do you recall the seasons in which you felt most alive? Those times when passion blazed in your heart and you sensed a higher calling guiding your steps. Those sparks of zeal were not illusions, but glimpses of the purpose I instilled in you before the foundations of the earth. I crafted you to reflect aspects of my nature: creativity, kindness, persistence, and empathy, to name but a few. Let your heart burn bright with those virtues again. Fear not that your uniqueness is somehow insufficient. It is, in fact, precisely the fragrance I want you to bring into the world. When you walk confidently in your identity, you become a beacon in places overshadowed by fear or despair. With me by your side, you stand equipped to offer hope wherever you go. Reflect on how far you have come. There were dark nights of the soul you thought you would never escape. Yet here you stand, reading these words, alive and capable of receiving my promises. My hand held you in moments you considered insurmountable. I whispered into your spirit the encouragement you needed to keep going when all external signs pointed toward giving up. Perhaps you have faced heartbreak or injustice, situations that challenged your belief in goodness. Yet even in those valleys, my heart beat in unison with yours, absorbing your pain while guiding you toward a future shaped by redemption. Though you may not see the full tapestry now, every thread, both the bright and the dim, contributes to a masterpiece reflecting my faithfulness and love. I invite you to let go of bitterness that quietly accumulates in hidden corners of your heart. Anger, blame, and resentment can take root when you feel you have been wronged. But those emotions, if left unaddressed, grow into barriers that obstruct the flow of my healing in your life. I know it is difficult to release your grip on past hurts, especially when your spirit longs for justice. But remember, I am the God of justice, and I will repay every injustice in ways you cannot fathom. Free your heart from the weight of unforgiveness. In doing so, you make space for my divine restoration. Let mercy become your chosen path, for in mercy, you taste the sweetness of my grace and extend it to those who may never have expected it. Look to your future with a fresh perspective. Many times, people dwell on regrets and missed chances, believing the best chapters of their life have already passed. But I say to you, your story is far from over. I am the author who continues to write unforeseen twists of hope, love, and breakthrough into your narrative. Surrender your timeline to me. Resist the urge to compare your journey with another's. The path I have designed for you is meticulously formed. Some roads may appear winding or strenuous, yet each twist prepares you for blessings you cannot yet see. Walk by faith, not by sight, trusting that I know precisely which door should open at which moment. And while you wait, celebrate each small victory, Each day offers a chance to deepen your understanding of my character, to forge relationships rooted in genuine care, and to refine your sense of purpose. Never believe the lie that your weaknesses disqualify you from living a life of impact and meaning. Recall the truth that my strength is made perfect in weakness. Time and time again, I choose what the world deems inadequate to showcase the boundless nature of my power. Your flaws, once surrendered to me, become portals for my grace to shine through. A humble spirit is far more precious to me than a flawless performance. When pride breaks and the heart is laid bare, my spirit finds an open sanctuary where transformation can thrive. Therefore, do not despise your vulnerabilities. Allow me to refine and use them as catalysts for miraculous changes in your life and the lives of those around you. Yes, I have witnessed the moments you felt crushed by loneliness, convinced no one else could understand your pain or your questions. Yet my presence surrounded you even then, gentle as a whisper. I saw those silent tears that others missed, and I heard the quiet sighs when despair threatened to consume you. Let these words assure you that your cries did not vanish into emptiness. They rose to my throne like fragrant incense, prompting me to send glimmers of hope your way. Be watchful. Those glimmers might come in subtle forms, like a compassionate stranger or a spontaneous reminder of love. Do not dismiss them. They are signs that you are seen and cherished. Some days you awaken feeling an inexplicable emptiness, a hollowness gnawing at your soul. You might try to fill it with distractions, entertainment, busy work, or constant connectivity. Yet none of these truly quiet the longing for meaning that pulses within you. This yearning is my gift, a divine prompting that calls you back to my heart. If you continually ignore that ache, you risk numbing yourself to the very love that can heal you. Instead, answer the gentle tug of my spirit. Turn off the voices of the world and tune into the sacred silence where you can hear my whispers of reassurance. I promise that as you make room for me, you will find a depth of fulfillment that outlasts the glitter and noise of temporary fixes. Be attentive also to the ways pride can disguise itself in your thoughts. Pride can claim many forms: self-righteousness, a refusal to acknowledge mistakes, or the relentless quest to earn validation from others. Beneath these masks lies a desire to control life through your own means, rather than trusting in my sovereignty. But remember, the greatest transformation springs from humility. Have you noticed how a plant must surrender to the soil to grow, hidden beneath the surface, before it bursts into life above ground? In the same way, humility grounds you in the fertile soil of my will, where real growth becomes possible. The deeper you root yourself in me, the taller you will stand in times of adversity. Though you have heard many voices claiming to speak truth, weigh everything against the constancy of my word. Human wisdom shifts with cultural tides. My wisdom stands eternal. Build your foundation on my teachings, letting your character be shaped by the example of love, grace, and righteousness I have laid out. When storms of opinion rage around you, you will remain unshaken. Keep returning to me in prayer, seeking my perspective. I will reveal my heart to you, sometimes in a quiet intuition, sometimes in scripture that seems written specifically for your situation, sometimes through the counsel of a trusted believer who carries my compassion in their voice. Stay open, and you will notice my guidance in ways you once dismissed as mere coincidences. Be aware that miracles are not confined to the pages of ancient stories. I continue to work wonders in the lives of those who trust me. Yes, healing can still happen when diagnosis after diagnosis seems hopeless. Yes, provision can arrive when finances look bleak. Yes, relationships can mend after the deepest fractures. Open your heart to the possibility that I might intervene suddenly and powerfully in your situation. Yet also realize that my miracles often unfold in subtle, progressive ways. A sudden glimmer of renewed strength in the midst of illness, an unexpected opportunity for extra income, or a conversation that rekindles long-lost unity. Whether grand or quiet, my hand is never too short to save. I want you to rest with the assurance that I am ever present, not merely at your highest peaks of accomplishment or in a building designated for worship, but in the ordinary steps of your daily existence. I am there when you fix a meal, when you commute to work, when you console a distressed friend. Each task, no matter how routine, can be infused with a sense of divine purpose when performed in fellowship with me. Lift your eyes to see that I am involved in the details, orchestrating both the grand narratives and the small, intimate moments that comprise your life. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by monotony or powerless in the face of the world's issues, remind yourself that your daily acts of fidelity, kindness, and prayer resonate in eternal ways. When you pray, remember that genuine prayer is not merely reciting words, but entering a vibrant dialogue with me. Allow your heart to speak honestly. Bring your complaints, frustrations, doubts, hopes, and joys. Then quiet yourself enough to listen. In that space of listening, my spirit confirms my truth, often answering questions you have yet to articulate. Persist even when it seems no immediate reply arrives. I am shaping your discernment, building your trust, and aligning your desires with my eternal purpose. Over time, you will see that no sincere prayer goes unanswered. It simply may not receive the answer you initially expected. My answers come in forms that encompass my infinite wisdom and your ultimate good. I also call you to remember that you are part of a wider tapestry of believers. Isolation can feed the illusion that you carry your burdens alone or that your struggles are unique. Seek out those who love me, who can walk alongside you, offering support, prayer, and accountability. Through fellowship, you witness the breadth of my kingdom. People from every corner of life united by a shared faith, each one reflecting a facet of my image. Be open to both giving and receiving in this community, for I often reveal my love through the hands and voices of my people. You too will have unique gifts to contribute. Step forward and let my spirit guide you to the place where your talents and passion can uplift others. It is vital that you guard your mind. Thoughts, left unchecked, can spiral into doubt or negativity. Negative self-talk, regret, or envy act like shadows creeping over a bright landscape, obscuring the reality of my goodness. Counter these shadows with the shining light of truth. Speak life, not curses, into your situation. Fill your heart with gratitude. Reflect daily on blessings, large or small, and let that gratitude anchor you in a posture of constant praise. Realize that worship is not limited to music or formal gatherings. Worship unfolds whenever you intentionally shift your focus from your struggles to my sovereignty, acknowledging that your life, and all life, draws breath from my creative power. Do not let the flawed behaviors of others poison your perspective on love. Human relationships may have let you down. Betrayal, abandonment, and heartbreak can all paint a dark picture of trust. Yet my love stands distinct, unblemished by selfish motive or hidden agenda. I do not love you out of obligation or fleeting emotion. I love you because it is my nature to do so. No matter your mistakes, I see past your failings and cherish the essence of who I made you to be. Let my perfect love reframe your understanding of affection, loyalty, and devotion. Allow me to fill the voids human love has left, healing the wounds that once whispered you were unlovable. Perhaps you have grown weary of waiting for the breakthrough you have long desired. You might wonder if I have forgotten you, or if my answers got lost in the vastness of time. Let me assure you, I am never late. My schedule may not align with your expectations, but I see the end from the beginning. I orchestrate moments when your heart, your community, and your surroundings are all ready to maximize the blessing I pour out. So do not think that your waiting equates to my neglect. Rather, I am preparing you to hold and steward the blessings you seek. In the meantime, Continue faithfully in the smaller tasks and daily steps. These are the building blocks of faith that form a sure foundation for what is to come. When trials strike in rapid succession, it's natural to question whether you can withstand them. At times, it may feel as though you're in a furnace of struggle with wave after wave crashing over you. Remember that a refiner's fire removes impurities from precious metal, enhancing its worth. Each hardship you endure with me at your side refines your character and builds deeper resilience. It's not that I delight in your suffering. No, my heart aches with you. But I see the final outcome, a soul tempered by perseverance, carrying a radiant testimony that shines hope into the darkest corners. I invite you to broaden your vision beyond your immediate needs. Sometimes, in the midst of personal crises, you lose sight of the larger picture. My kingdom expanding, hearts turning toward compassion, lives being saved from despair. Lift your gaze from your concerns and see how I am at work worldwide, raising up voices of justice, mercy, and truth. I call you to pray, and if needed, to act on behalf of those who cannot act for themselves. While you trust me for your personal deliverance, also remember that you are a part of a global family. Your prayers for distant lands or marginalized groups carry weight in my kingdom. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of intercession and love that transcends borders. Embrace each day as a gift, brimming with new mercies. Yesterday's disappointments do not have to define you. Start again with the determination to reflect my love in how you speak, how you treat others, and even how you think about yourself. You're not condemned to repeat cycles of failure and regret. My mercies awaken with each dawn, offering a clean slate. Receive them gratefully, letting them shape your perspective. No matter what hardships yesterday held, you have a fresh opportunity today to walk in light. Your spiritual adversary would have you believe your life is meaningless, that your failures are final, and that your prayers are futile. Recognize these whispers for what they are, attempts to obscure your vision of my grandeur and your potential in me. Stand firm in the authority I have given you, declaring my word over your circumstances. Resist the temptations to despair or complacency by remembering that you bear my image. You are far too valuable to be lost in the shadows of defeat. I have already placed in your hands the weaponry of truth, righteousness, faith, and prayer, tools that can demolish strongholds of negativity. Let me remind you of the transformative power of gratitude. Even in trials, gratitude shifts your inner atmosphere from desolation to hope. Find one thing, anything, for which you can genuinely thank me. It might be the meal that nourished you today, the unexpected phone call that brightened your mood, or the breath that sustains your body each moment. These small acknowledgments become stepping stones that carry you from a place of heaviness to a place of light. Soon, you will discover that each day is bursting with reasons to celebrate my faithfulness. As gratitude flourishes, it leaves little space for hopelessness to thrive. When you think about your future, it's possible you feel dwarfed by the scale of your dreams or unsettled by potential obstacles. Rest in the knowledge that I am the dream giver. No dream aligned with my will is too grand for my hands to cultivate. Trust my timing and learn to sense my prompting. There may be seasons of intense action where you pour your heart and strength into tasks I set before you. In other phases, I may urge you to retreat for a while, to reflect, and to let my spirit reshape your perspective. Both seasons are crucial to your overall growth. Do not confuse waiting with inactivity. Waiting can be a sacred period of preparation. Perhaps even now, you carry a hidden wound, a heartbreak or betrayal that remains unspoken. You try to bury it, thinking ignorance equates to healing. But unhealed wounds often fester, affecting how you relate to others, how you see yourself, and how you perceive me. I encourage you to bring those wounds into the light of my presence. Share them in prayer, or with a counselor or trusted friend guided by my spirit. Let truth, compassion, and wise counsel begin the delicate work of healing. You do not have to limp through life, wounded and guarded. My power is made manifest when you surrender your broken pieces for reconstruction. In your pursuit of contentment, be vigilant about the illusions the world offers. Material gains and social accolades can feel satisfying momentarily, but they are fleeting. True contentment resides in knowing that I am more than enough for you. Whether you have plenty or little, whether you feel recognized or overlooked, my unwavering presence is your constant. When your soul rests in this reality, external shifts lose their power to define your joy. You become like a tree planted by flowing waters, yielding fruit in every season, undeterred by droughts of affirmation from the world around you. In every trial, you stand at a crossroads. Will you yield to despair, or will you trust that my goodness can emerge through adversity? Choose trust. My methods of redemption are far beyond human comprehension. I have turned prisons into platforms for hope, deserts into oases, and storms into corridors of cleansing. Your darkest moment, offered to me, can transform into a testimony that galvanizes the faith of others. Be mindful of your choices in these pivotal moments. They shape your character, unveiling strengths you never realized you possessed, strengths that my spirit awakens to bless not only you, but countless others. Consider how I provide, even for the birds of the air and the lilies of the field, creatures that do not toil anxiously, yet flourish under my care. Are you not more valuable than these? Anxiety tries to trick you into believing that everything depends on your frantic effort. Faith, however, stands calm, reminding you that my watchful eyes miss nothing. Practice releasing your cares through prayer, trusting that I, your Heavenly Father, hold your well-being close to my heart. When you awaken each day, shift your perspective from "what do I lack?" to "what do I receive from my Father's hand?" This posture of reception primes you to see the abundant blessings I continually pour out. I also know the heaviness that can come from societal pressures, career expectations, family dynamics, or cultural norms that make you doubt your worth or identity. Please grasp this truth. You are not merely a product of societal standards. You have been fashioned with divine intentionality. The scriptures declare that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, woven together in a manner that transcends human judgments. Resist the urge to measure yourself by metrics of success that ignore spiritual depth, compassion, or fidelity to truth. Let me guide you in forging a life that stands as a testament to love, integrity, and purpose beyond the superficial. Should you ever question my closeness, recall the times I provided for you in the most unexpected ways. The memory of my past faithfulness fortifies your faith for the future. Much like an anchor thrown overboard in turbulent seas, these remembrances hold you steady, preventing you from drifting into despair. Some might call these recollections stones of remembrance, milestones that confirm my intervention in your story. Keep a journal of these moments if you must. Read them when doubt creeps in. Let them remind you that I am not a distant, silent deity, but a living, loving God active in your daily narrative. When you feel the tug of temptation, perhaps to indulge in damaging habits, to lash out in anger, or to compromise your integrity, call upon my spirit. You need not be enslaved by urges that degrade your dignity or relationships. The spirit I have placed within you offers the power to resist wrongdoing and to choose life-giving paths. Even if you have fallen short repeatedly, do not assume that failure is your destiny. Each moment is an opportunity for repentance, for turning back to the light. As you lean on me for strength, you will find that the chains of harmful habits begin to break. You will stand freer, more capable of walking in righteousness that cultivates joy rather than shame. It moves my heart when you intercede for others, especially those who have wronged you or who seem unreachable. In praying for enemies or for people in deep pain, you align yourself with my own compassionate heartbeat. I see the entire tapestry of humanity and long for all to experience redemption and peace. When you step outside your own needs to advocate for another's well-being, you become a channel of my grace. Sometimes you will see immediate fruit from such prayers. Other times the results unfold later, quietly. Either way, your willingness to reach beyond yourself unleashes blessings you cannot always quantify. Stand in the knowledge that you were made for communion with me. Let your life testify to my goodness through how you treat the people around you, how you steward your gifts, and how you navigate sorrow. Let these words echo in your heart whenever silence envelops you. I am loved, I am chosen, and I am held by a God whose care never fails. Embrace this love and let it transform you from the inside out. Through your life, may others see the reflection of my compassion, and may they too be drawn into the warmth of my unfailing embrace. I am with you always, and I will never stop showing you the wonders that bloom from a heart fully surrendered to me. Amen.